Right. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. This is the first episode of many to come, and I'm super excited to be here. I'm so excited to have future topics of discussion already planned in mind, and I have a huge intention for this channel that I hope it reaches its fullest potential. So I want to leave you with a quote that is something that I hope you keep in the back of your mind throughout this video, and that's the fact that nothing will change if you change nothing. So that's something that I read a couple of weeks ago, and it's really been sticking with me because in order to see change in yourself, you have to change the things that are around you, and whether that's your emotions, your feelings, the situations you find yourself in, you have to put that first action in order to see the change occur. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope this is something that you hear throughout the video and how it resonates and all that. But basically, I wanted to introduce myself first. My name's Alessia, and I'm 24 years old. I'm currently a full-time worker, full-time student, and I live in Montreal. As you can see, it's a bit cold over here, but today's actually one of the nicer days. But I'm starting this YouTube channel really just because I want to be able to inspire people. I want to advocate for a better life, a more fulfilling life for everyone. I think that we're all found or stuck in this place of like being in a rat race, being in unfulfilling periods of our life where, we're doing things just because we're on autopilot. We're doing things because people are expecting it to be done. And I guess we're in a generation of not really knowing what we want as people. So I think that's super important that we know what we want, what our goals are, how we're going to achieve them. And like, based on my own experience, it took me this long to really see that I had a passion for photography, videography, like content creation, traveling, especially. This is something that's huge. And I'm just hoping to really like build this channel to be a place where we could talk about our struggles, our challenges, our successes, our wins, everything that creates the foundation of who you are as a person, what you want to do in your life, and where that'll take you. Yeah, so I started this YouTube channel because I really wanted to be like a place where people could find motivation, inspiration into achieving their goals. They could listen to someone else experience struggles and challenges and maybe find similarity in that. And I think that's what it is to build a community. It's to be vulnerable in front of people, and that's exactly what I'm doing to you. So I hope we could exchange, dreams, goals, how we're getting there, the actions we're taking to get there. Uh, it's totally okay to talk about your struggles. I think it's super important to see where like you fail, where your successes are, because that just leads you. It's a whole roll ball effect into who you are today, and that's something you should be proud of. So my big goal at the end of this is really just to inspire people to make a change in their life, to make a change that is more fulfilling, more happy, because I was once stuck in that place, and I could still say that I am stuck in that place where it's like I'm not totally fulfilled with my life. I'm not totally happy with my life. There's so much that I want to do with myself, but I feel like the time's ticking, or like maybe not that the time's ticking, just that I'm not achieving it as quickly as possible. And that's something that always is in the back of my mind. Like, should I be doing more? Can I be doing more? Uh, Other people are more successful than I am. And you know what? It's hard to just remind yourself that you have to take things one step at a time. The actions that you put forward are the actions that you receive in return. The consequences, the rewards, the successes, all of that has to come with the actions that you put first. And yeah, so this YouTube is a dream, and I'm hoping it takes me to great places because I'm willing to be vulnerable with you, and I'm really hoping that in return I have a community of people who are trusting me and looking forward to hearing my experiences and my challenges. I'd love to take you all along on my travel journeys. There's going to be like different segments, so like episodes like this where I just talk freely about what's going on in my life and how things are going. And then there's going to be episodes where like I'm traveling and I'll do a travel vlog, and I'll be able to help you guys just maybe travel better, plan better, list some different experiences. And I'm just really looking forward to being a friend to everyone and having friends come back to me in return from me being in this spot today and just talking to a camera, which is something I've never done before. So today's just a big today's a big success in and of itself that I'm here standing. I did it. I showed up for myself, and I'm making my first YouTube video, and I'm super super happy about that. Okay, so maybe I've touched a little bit on why I'm doing this, but the reality it really is that my dream is to travel. I want to be able to travel and work at the same time, and hopefully that leads me to opportunities where I could do videography, photography, and content creation while I'm traveling. That is the ultimate goal, and that is I won't stop until I get there, let's say. And I hope that motivates you to also achieve your goals because it is totally possible. But of course, why did I get here? How did I get here? Um, it all started when I was graduating from McGill. I graduated in 2022. COVID had happened. Like it was just a mess, right? Everyone remembers COVID. So I was I wasn't graduate. I didn't graduate yet. I had just started McGill, and COVID had happened, and we started doing work online, which meant we were all stuck at home, quarantine and all that stuff. And my parents had just got back from Bahamas, but because I was in school, of course, I didn't get just the chance for that last travel. And I just felt completely like I was living on autopilot. Nothing was interesting. I felt completely numb to everything around me. I was just so preoccupied with like school, making sure my grades were good, which of course matters, but I felt like there was nothing that was personally mine, maybe. Like I guess that's the way I would put it. I felt like I had no purpose. There was no purpose to what I was doing. Sure, I was studying to get a degree and have a good job and a good future, but it didn't really feel aligned with my goals. It didn't feel aligned with what I want in my life. It didn't feel like it was a proper situation. I was studying all the time. I was just like, I was doing everything on autopilot. I wasn't fulfilled with my life. There was no like excitement. Like every day just felt the same. Every day just the routine was the same, the people I saw were the same, the tasks I did were the same, the responsibilities I had were the same, and it just kept the question just kept coming back in my mind, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why is this what life is supposed to be? It shouldn't be this way. I should be happy. I should be seeing adventure. I should be seeing the world. I should be seeing people. I should be um just a whole complete duality of like life at home versus what life is really supposed to feel like, maybe as a nomad, I'll say. So, yeah, COVID continued going on. Days continued to feel the same. School was continuing to be the same. I worked from home at the same time too, so I never really went outside. And then, unfortunately, I lost three grandparents in a quite a quick time span. So that like spin my world around completely again, and it hit me in the face with a whole reality of like life is so precious. What are we supposed to do? Why are we spending so much time doing all the things that make us so unhappy when in reality like life is precious and we should be taking every single day making the right decisions or the right actions to reach the places that we want to reach, because they're not impossible. It's just we're never making the right steps to get there. We're not putting the effort in ourselves to get to where we want to get to. So my grandparents passed away. I was taken aback. Maybe we're at 2 years now that I hadn't traveled, and I was pretty fortunate. I always had the opportunity to travel with my family beforehand. Um, we would travel at least like twice a year, which meant I got to experience the sun, I got to experience cultures, experiences, different destinations, different countries, and then because of COVID, there was a huge halt in my life where that happened, and that hit me really hard to no longer have the chance to travel. After my grandparents passed away, my parents also decided to get divorced, which took a huge toll on me because, well, first I wasn't expecting it, so my whole world flipped even more upside down after COVID, my grandparents and everything. It was just a huge shock, a huge reality check, I guess, to see where I was at. And I was always a people pleaser. I always tried to glue the family back together whenever there was like an issue, or just try to make other people happy before making myself happy. And then I think the divorce was like the final draw where I was like, you know what? I have to take care of myself. I have to do what's meant for me. I have to do the things that will get me to where I want to get to in life. And that's why I'm here today. So then my parents had divorced. I was going back and forth between houses. My dog was a non-negotiable, had to be with me 24/7. So that just meant that like my life just felt a little extra messy. I was like practically living out of a bag, between parents, and my car was always a mess because I had my dog come in the car to be brought back and forth. And I don't know if I said it already, but he is a Siberian husky, so there was like fur everywhere. It was just messy. Everything felt like a mess. Nothing felt properly aligned. Nothing felt like it was working in my favor. Um, then summer came along, and I started going to the gym because I realized I'm putting everything else before me, and I deserve to be put first. So I started going to the gym. I started putting effort in myself and my health, in like my mental health, especially because I just felt it like completely deteriorating. And eventually one day the travel ban lifted. I remember this day like it was yesterday, and I was at the gym with my best friend, and we heard that the travel ban lifted. We went online, we searched for a cheap flight, hoping that we were going to find something decent, and then all of a sudden we found a like $500 trip to Cuba leaving tomorrow night, and we were like, you know what, screw it, we're doing it, we're booking the flight. So we booked the flight, and I remember calling my parents like that night saying, "Oh yeah, like by the way, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going on vacation." And that just like was that huge epiphany moment for me that I could literally pick up and go whenever I want. You could literally pick up and go whenever you want. Of course, there's the situations where money, like you have to budget yourself, or you have to like gouge your responsibilities that are in front of you. But I think we forget that we have free will sometimes, and that you're living your own world. You decide what you want to do with yourself, and whether that's to create a better world for yourself, there's opportunity to do that, and whether it's to stay where you're at, then that's a choice too. So yeah, that trip to Cuba like really changed my life. It just put a huge perspective in front of me, a huge like, Alessia, this is what you should be doing. Like, this is how alive you feel when you're traveling. This is how good you feel when the sun's hitting you and all that. So, um, I just remember that trip, like finally feeling the sun on my skin, being happy to be somewhere else. Every day felt different, meeting new people. It was just like a really rewarding experience to me, especially because I hadn't traveled for so long before that. And that trip like just put a huge amount of thoughts into myself, where I want to be, what my life is going to look like in the future, what is it that really makes me happy, what is my purpose. And like I think that's a question that we all just really struggle with, like why are we here? What is the purpose for us to be doing everything that we're doing? What is the end goal at the end of the day? So I came back from Cuba, and I literally remember sitting in my room and just saying like, screw it, I'm moving out. I don't care. And that was really like the first most selfish act I've ever done for myself, because I felt oh, chronic people pleaser here, but I felt just like so guilty for leaving my little sister. Um you know, to deal with the whole back and forth situations with like our divorced parents, of like going to each other's houses. I felt guilty for just leaving my parents in general and not being like not having the expectation of me going to see them every single day, right? Like I was living with them and now I moved out. So I was holding a lot of guilt, I was holding a lot of feelings. It was quite an emotional time for me. I just felt like maybe lost, but also like renewed at the same time. I felt like there was more opportunity now for me than ever. And we'll like fast forward to like the whole move in, which was like a super cool process, really, really fun. You really like learn a lot about yourself, about the people around you, your friends. I was graduating from McGill, and I said, you know what? I had moved out. I saved a little bit of money, and I was like, let me book a really nice trip. It was like to congratulate myself, to celebrate my wins, my successes of graduating McGill, which was like a really hard experience for me. It wasn't like my favorite, to be honest, but that's all part of life. That's all part of being vulnerable with you guys. I'm sure my Montreal gang will hear this and say, yeah, of course McGill, but um it was a really eye-opening experience. McGill also taught me a lot about myself, and like how I perceive myself really, really does matter in terms of my success. And that's why I'm standing here today. So I decided to book a trip to Greece. And again, super last minute. I guess that was just something I'm used to now at this point, last minute things, because you have free will. You could do it at any time that you want. But of course, backtrack that, because we do work for companies, right? Same like me. I'm stuck between this, like having to request days off, having to ask for my time off. And that's something that irritates me so much, because I know that I could do so much more for myself by being my own entrepreneur, my own boss, my own person, and my making my own decisions at my timing. So Greece was there, had the best time ever. Honestly, like what a beautiful country, what a beautiful place. I would visit it again and again, a trillion times. Um, I was traveling like throughout the last couple of years. I've done Mexico with some friends. I also went to Iceland, which was just like mind blowing. I I think Iceland like holds my entire reason for pursuing this and really making the huge jump start to where I am today, which is making the video, posting content online, and just really just wanting to inspire people to be happy with their decisions, be happy with their life, do what you want, do what makes you happy, find ways to make that a possibility. And fast track to basically this summer, I went to Italy, and I'm someone like who really, really loves gadgets. So to before even wanting to do photography and videography, I had a professional camera, I had my drone, and it was just something I did as a hobby and a pastime. And uh I just grew more and more passionate about it. I saw that I was good at it, and like people were giving me opportunities and chances to pursue my passion, to pursue my dream, and I took that opportunity. And I think everyone deserves a chance to do that. It just deserves a chance to be happy with what they're doing in their day. So I came back from Italy and I said, okay, I'm gonna be consistent. That's the best thing that I could do. And everyone always posts on Instagram saying like, if you post once a day, it'll give you blah blah blah. So I said, screw it. I'm gonna do it. Post every day. Screw what everyone else thinks. All my followers, because obviously that was something that held me back big time. Uh, I was worried, fear of judgment, fear of like rejection, fear of people making fun of me, and I just put that to the side and I said, you know what? If I want to achieve my goals, the only person stopping me right now is really myself. So I decided to post content every single day. It started off with like travel content. I was just completely confused by like the whole niche situation. I was posting like old pictures from Iceland, Greece, Mexico. It felt unorganized, unstructured. It didn't feel like me. So I was doing that for at least like 3 months, every single day, posting consistently, and I wasn't getting much engagement, wasn't getting many follows, but so I took a moment to like just rebrand, and that's when I decided that YouTube was better off for me because I really like having these discussions. I really like talking and getting things off my chest, being able to maybe hopefully inspire other people, inspire you to do something with yourself that you're proud of, that you're happy, and it's a closer step every single day to getting towards your goal. So that brings me to present day moments right now. I decided to fully invest in myself. So I got a mentor who's been like super supportive of the whole process, really helping me see where I want to head towards, what my niche really is. And I think I finally discovered that my niche is just wanting to persuade and help people come to terms with that. You can change your life. You could become anyone you want to become as long as you're putting the right actions forward, as long as you're making the steps to get to where you want to get to. And by me being in front of this camera, this is me achieving my goal one day at a time, one step at a time, one video at a time, and one subscriber at a time. So please watch these videos. Please comment. Let me know what you'd like to hear from. Discussions. I could talk about school. I could talk about life. I'd love to just offer my insights on like all the challenges I'm facing, the successes I've had so far, the ups, downs, bad weeks, good weeks, and I really just want to be a friend, someone to support you guys. I want the same support to come back to me, and I really hope that eventually this can become a channel where people are just vulnerable within each other and just push each other to be the best versions of themselves. So I do want to leave you off with a final quote, and that quote is about purpose. So not many people know what their purpose is, and it's something that I think a lot of people struggle with and don't admit that they struggle to find their purpose or know what their purpose is. So I heard this quote the other day on a Mel Robbins podcast, and I really, really, really hope that it resonates with you and that it's just something that you could reflect on. And we'll talk a little bit more next week. But here's the quote on my handy dandy notebook here. So the last thing that I want to leave you all off with is just what is purpose. So purpose is that which brings you the greatest satisfaction and joy as a being on this earth, and that allows you to contribute the most satisfaction and joy to the rest of the world. So that's what purpose is, and my purpose is definitely to be here for you guys, for myself, to show up for myself, because the past was everything beyond showing up for myself. It was just being there for other people, being unhappy, and just saying like, I'll be happy when it's time for me to be happy. No, it's time for you to be happy today. It's time for you to make changes today. Take actions, believe in yourself, and the world will reward you. Thank you so much. Please watch again and like, subscribe, comment. Thank you all.